what's happening to Fresh and Fit, what happened to Andrew Tate, what happened to Sneeko. It's all wrong. And who knows? I have no idea if I'll be next. You know, females do get a privilege online, but it's really unfortunate to just see them take down more masculine content.
That opening clip is very telling because it expresses the idea that what has happened to Fresh and Fit is wrong. Them losing monetization, and even others like Andrew Tate and Sneeko and Nick Fuentes who have been deplatformed, it's wrong. It's a violation of freedom of speech. And I can get that. You know, some people want to be able to express themselves very openly, and I'm sure that you do too. However, in the case of today's conversation, I'm not dealing with YouTube community guideline strikes or being deplatformed because of what you've done. I'm dealing with people who advocate for free speech, yet they have a history of taking away others' free speech. And not only that, even threatening to take away another person's free speech. I want to rewind, Emma. Let's go back to the whole Sarah Garvey situation. I know you guys remember that. Sarah Garvey was a collaborator of the Just Pearly Things network. He made a controversial video about her called The Truth About Pearl. In fact, I knew that he was making the video from another source, but I just couldn't qualify it. But of course, it happened. And this was one of the things he said.
So when you have a colonial mindset and you have a management who tell you what to say, what generally happens, in my personal point of view, and what I actually saw, was that she began to start paying people pittance. She began to start offering contracts to people that owned them, just like a colonial master would. Case in point, myself and Pearl sat down to have a conversation about me signing to her contractually. And I want to make this very clear. I have never signed to the Just Pearly Things network. I have always been an independent. Pearl has known that, and I have known that.
The video got a lot of views, tons of views. But then Sarah Garvey could not even post on YouTube because he got hit with copyright strikes. So he had to go onto Instagram and post this.
So this is what Just Pearly Things is doing now. She's copyright striking my YouTube channel with all of the content that me and her made, even though we haven't signed any contracts and we were on an agreement. That is both of our podcast. This is what she's done. She's copyright striked all of this content.
Looks like Just Pearly Things isn't for free speech, huh? Hypocrite! Fast forward, Dima. Let's go to the whole mediocre in tutorials and review situation. MTR, as a creator, didn't appreciate that Just Pearly Things allowed Nick Fuentes to disrespect black people. And that's why he made this particular video.
Pearl, you f***ed up. You knowingly invited a white supremacist and a self-proclaimed racist onto a platform which is primarily supported by, at least initially, and produced by black people.
Now, he called her and let her know ahead of time that this was coming. He told me, I know he's telling the truth. MTR is not lying. But Just Pearly Things didn't want to be accountable for her actions. And so what happened was when he went to London, they made a deal. And you have to understand this. He flew himself from the United States to London. He housed himself. He didn't get paid for that collaboration. So one of the ways he could make his money back was to use the clips from her videos that they created together and post them on his channel, which is something that a lot of big YouTubers do. But Just Pearly Things didn't like the fact that MTR was having free speech. He was giving his opinion. And so because she's so butthurt, she decided to respond with this.
Also, MTR, I'm asking that you take down all videos of us together on your channel because you don't want to be associated with my platform. So I'm giving you the opportunity to pull all clips because I don't want to have to copyright strike you, but I'm appeasing to your wishes. And if you want to disrespectfully diss me on a video, then I will disrespectfully tell you that we will copyright strike you if you do not remove the videos.
That's right. She wanted to copyright strike mediocre tutorials and reviews. And at the time, she had did the same thing to Sarah Garvey. And I'm pretty sure because MTR didn't want any funny stuff happening to his channel, he most likely just pulled those videos down to protect his particular brand, right? Even if you do get your channel back, you don't want to have your channel like temporarily suspended for like a week or two while you're fighting copyright strikes. He most likely took those videos down. And now we're talking about a situation that happened to Just Pearly Things. You see, Auburn Preach decided to get some get back on her when one of the videos that she responded to about a year or two ago had over 80% of their content in the video. So the way they repaid her was taking the video down. And she cried about it because she said that Auburn Preach were violating her free speech. Here's a clip of that.
Then the other interesting thing was that Auburn Preach copyright struck me. And then when we were going to take it to court, they ended up dropping it. But it's just really interesting, the double standards in the space.
You see, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on here, isn't it? I mean, she wants to take away other people's free speech. And then when somebody does it to her, she's upset. But wait, there's more. You see, Fresh and Fit have a history of trying to take down people's channels that pretty much criticize them about what they're doing. And that's exactly what Fresh and Fit tried to do. They tried to take down many people's channels. Playback, Anthony Brian Logan, but another person that they tried to take down was our good buddy, the lead attorney. Now, what's interesting with the lead attorney is he's a personal friend of mine. I've seen him even surpass me here on the network, but he took a lot of criticism when the whole Just Pearly Thing situation happened and he wasn't so critical of her. And that's very interesting. But his argument today, although he's not going to mention her name and wasn't even thinking about her, he is critical of her. And I'm going to explain why. Fast forward, Dima. You see, Fresh and Fit tried to take away his channel, but they lost. Let him tell you about it.
See, the trauma that Fresh and Fit is feeling right now, they tried to make other content creators feel that same trauma, that same pain just last year. How did they do that, you ask? Well, Fresh and Fit hired a $2 attorney and a 7-cent paralegal to spam out copyright strikes across all of the platform targeting certain content creators. Fresh and Fit wanted these content creators to lose their monetization. They wanted these content creators to lose their entire channel. They wanted me, the lead, to lose my channel. They wanted me to feel that pain that they're crying about today. They hired that $2 attorney, and that $2 attorney put 10 copyright strikes against me. Let's take a look. This is what their attorney filed against me. Says, thank you for your submission. It is under review to ensure it's valid. Here is the information you filled out. Here we go. Copyright owner name, Fresh and Fit. Now, you only need 3 to lose your channel. And this guy hit me with 10. Each one of those 10 was fraudulent and it was against YouTube's terms of service. Now, I rarely use Fresh and Fit's content. When I did, it was always under fair use. So imagine this $2 attorney tries to attack me. It could be true that I use their content, but I use their content 18 for 20 seconds. But listen, if I use your content for 20 seconds, you better believe I'm using it under fair use. I'm a goddamn attorney. Are you kidding me?
But see, the lead attorney, being an attorney, was a victor in that situation. But see, Fresh and Fit were trying to both hinder his free speech, just like Just Pearly Things wants to hinder the free speech. So what is the lead attorney saying about Just Pearly Things if we're being logical? He's telling her, in the way that he's speaking now, since she is defending him. And again, he had no idea I was making this video. He had no idea this video was coming out. And I was gonna call him, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted him to see this video first. He's telling her with her mindset that she's delusional. it would have to be the case, because there she is in the opening clip defending that which couldn't be defended. You see, there's a saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You see, they were trying to hinder people's free speech. They got hindered. Just Pearly Things was trying to hinder people's free speech. And momentarily, she got hindered. Yet she expects that nothing should happen to Fresh and Fit. When in fact, the lead attorney has just pointed out very clear that you were also trying to take away somebody else's monetization. You were trying to take away somebody else's way of making money, all because you couldn't deal with their arguments. Now, you want to talk about the left, you want to talk about feminists being butthurt. What about you guys who are butthurt that people are just responding to the things you put up on the internet? What about that? Are you also on the right as offended as those on the left? Or are you no better? Because again, when you're talking about liberals and feminists and people out there who, don't want to question certain things or what happened to certain groups of people, like that untouchable community or the black community or whoever else community, you see, you want them to be able to take your criticism, but it is clear you can't take anybody else's criticism. And when you are also outed for the wrong that you do, you try to demonetize them yourself. But the lead attorney has just proven that Just Pearly Things is wrong, even though he didn't mention her name, even though he had no idea that this was coming out, and he had no idea that she was making this video. But he just proved my point, that she is not to be taken serious. You see, these people here who are trying to be like, the right is this and the left is this, all that is bull crap, right? The reality is, if you are not honest enough to be a woman or be a man and say, I'm guilty of the same thing that I'm accusing others, stop asking your fan base to take your side. Stop asking people who disagree with you to see things your way. Stop trying to challenge systems out there that you don't like, because obviously you're in no position to make it better because you're just as guilty as everybody else. So welcome to the club. We're all hypocrites. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.